Hi, everybody in YouTube land. Hope you're doing well today. Expecting the skulking and the lurking trolls to come out in their fiendish ways with their brains that are missing. Because they don't have a brain. What would you do with a brain if you had one? Gravity is not a force. Let me repeat this. Gravity is not a force. It is a concept. You cannot have a non-force force act on something. I'm sorry you don't have to like it. I'm sorry you feel that you gotta quote your mathematics and talk about NASA and NASA's special place. A violation of the second law of thermodynamics. Entropy would take place. The gas would fill the available space. The gas on Earth. The air sphere. The air sphere? What would you do with a brain if you had one? You fucking retards. You don't even know where you are. You're so retarded. You're so filthy fucking sick. Why are you breeding? You gonna make more retards? Please stop.
Yeah, the gas is up, which are all expanding. So he said that about 5 times, they're all expanding. Yeah, then they'd fill the space. And you get to answer Anthony's question about dual expansion. Go ahead, Anthony.
There's 2 responses.
Can I say a little thing? A little thing, just.
Let me respond to what you said. We don't see the gases expanding on Earth. They seem to be pooling on the ground that we walk on, and they seem, because we see more pressure on the ground than we do at higher elevations. So it's not expanding in all directions. There appears to be a concentration at the ground level. Now, if it was expanding in all directions, it wouldn't be here for us to breathe. But you said it's being acted upon by the force of gravity. But we know that gravity is defined in current science as an effect. It isn't a force. It doesn't act on matter. It doesn't accelerate mass. It's an effect. That's the opposite of a force. That's the acceleration. But for there to be an acceleration, there's got to be a force. But you haven't got a force to be able to do it. You're saying gravity, but that's the effect. So you're in a violation there of the law of contradiction. You're using the opposite of what you need. You need the force, but you're claiming the effect. So no, that's not sufficient to explain why we're breathing, I'm afraid.
But the thing is that, well, at least now, we don't know fully what gravity is. It is still investigated.
We do know.
If it's a force, if it's a particle.
Sorry, stop. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
You don't know what gravity is. We do. You've been
it's being studied right now.
You have stated, we don't know what gravity is. Yeah, we do. You don't. You think it's a force. You are wrong. So let's make it clear. You don't know what gravity is. We do. Is that clear?
I expressed myself wrong. I said...
Yeah, you were wrong. We know. So shut up.
Please
shut up. We know you don't know. That's abundantly clear. Now shut up. Go ahead, Anthony.
Okay.
That means shut up! You thick, globe-believing clown! How many times? Yes, you have expressed, by way of an expression to everybody on the panel, that we don't know what this gravity you speak of is. No, we do, you don't, so shut up!
It's funny how you don't hear from this guy until we have somebody...
that goes for you too, Neil. Shut up! Anthony, go ahead.
But the bottom line with your point about gravity is that it isn't satisfying the definition because it's defined in current physics science. We know what it is. It's defined, right? We know that it's an effect. And we also know that because the gas appears to be pooling, the only way that's possible is if we're in a container of some kind. Now, again, it doesn't mean I know what it's made of. It doesn't mean I know how far away it is. In the same way that I don't know where the cow was living when I ate my burger. But I do realize there must have been a cow at some point. Can you respond to that point, please?
Can you repeat, please?
I said...
Oh, come on.
Neil, please.
I said we do know what gravity is. It's defined. It's an effect, okay? That doesn't mean that you can use it as a force when it's an effect. We do know that the gas appears to be pooling at ground level. The only way that's possible is if we're inside a container somehow. It isn't possible because of the dual expansion of gas. It pushes it out in all directions. It isn't possible to do what you're saying it does. And gravity is defined as an effect. So you haven't got an explanation for how we're breathing.
But gravity is the effect of what?
The uneven distribution of mass. It's the effect of the curvature of space-time caused by the uneven distribution of mass. It creates the perception of an acceleration when there isn't one. It's an illusion.
Yeah, it's an effect that causes something else, in which case
no, because then that would be a cause.
Attracting mass to mass. So
no,
we can use this
to
describe that when something is closer, it's like magnets. If you put a magnet closer to another, it will be stronger than if you put them away. The same applies to, in this case, the gas and the earth. When it is
show us
closer to the earth, will be
we heard.
Force will
Thank
be
you,
stronger.
thank you. Don't say it 6 more times over the top of me.
Demonstration, please. Don't drop a quarter. Don't drop something and say, oh, that's gravity. You deserve to be fucking pimp slapped for that. That's not science, bitch.
I heard. Show us gas pressure without a container. Go.
Yeah, the gravity pulls.
Don't appeal to what you're trying to prove. Don't just point at your fundamentalist religious belief in a non-force called gravity. It is not a force. You telling me it's like magnets when you don't know what it is, and you're asserting that it's a 106-year out-of-date force, it isn't. Quote, George Musa. Literally, it's not a force. End quote. George Musa, Scientific American. You want another quote? Professor Brian Cox, quote, there isn't really a force of gravity at all. End quote. Professor Brian Cox. Do you understand?
Those are quoted professors of the asshole physics club. Okay? So why don't you go argue with them? Bitch.
Yes, but...
so shut up about your stupid magnets then. It's not a force. It's not like magnets, you dumb fuck. Do you understand?
Yes, okay.
So it's not holding gas here. So your weak ass rebuttal that says, no, it is actually a force, we've made it absolutely, plainly clear, and given you quotes from astrophysicists, professors that say it isn't, and you say it's like magnets. No, clown, it isn't. And it's not holding gas here. Do we make ourselves clear? Gravity's definitely not a force, and it's definitely not holding gas here in violation of natural law. Okay?
It isn't a force, but it...
Right, so it isn't holding gas here then. Yes, that's absolutely correct. The thing you asserted that was like magnets acting like a force holding gas here isn't.
But mass is directed to mass?
No, it isn't. That's 106 years out of date.
To the gases?
Sorry, a helium balloon is not being attracted to the mass of Earth. So are we going to do the next circle jerk fundy presuppositional argument where the gas above it's going down, go boom boom, to force it up? We've already had this argument. You don't have a force.
Did you hear that, you fucking retards? A helium balloon is not attracted to the mass of Earth, you fucking retards. Fucking unload on you fucking goofs.
The helium goes up because of the Archimedes principle.
Yes, so you're going to circle jerk us round to the original point. You share your pain. We've covered this. Yeah, you are doing what's called the fundy do-si-do circle jerk, where you reassert your position we've already asserted and taken apart.
Yeah, because you're not listening. You are taking my argument and...
ripping it to shreds, based on the fact that you say a force pulls the gas around the helium balloon down, therefore forcing the helium balloon up. Yeah, that's...
You keep going to force. You're a fucking retard. Do you understand? It's not a force. You can't even invoke that word. Seriously, you're fucking retarded beyond measure.
Still requires a force on the gas.
let me ask you a
Yeah, you stuttering bitch! So, the gas being pulled down by Archimedes' principle has got to have a force pulling it down then! And you haven't got one!
Have you seen
Don't ask me anything new. You haven't got a force pulling the gas around the helium down to displace it up. You don't have that force.
Archimedes' principle?
You don't have a force on the gases around it pulling it down. How many times, Fundy Circle Jerker? How many times will you tell me the Archimedes' principle?
I just want to fucking take a 2x4 with a nail and just beat and beat and beat and beat and beat it into your fucking stupid fucking retard heads. Beating it. Please don't breed. Please.
Which Adam took apart immediately, is somehow going to be subverting the fact that gas expands in all directions, as we've already covered twice, and just go back to the principle that requires a force to pull the gases around the helium down. You haven't got that force.
He doesn't get that bit. He thinks that Archimedes' principle is the application of gravity, but he doesn't realise that gravity is not a force. So maybe we could let's just ask him, what's the causal agent in Archimedes' principle?
Well, first of all, I'm going to respond to the first thing. The gravity is not a force, but it affects it gives weight to something, and that weight is the force. That was the thing that I was trying to say.
No, it does not.
It doesn't. It creates the perception of an acceleration when there is none. That doesn't help you with Archimedes.
What? You can see the acceleration of the gravity.
That's right.
That's what you're saying.
You can see the acceleration, yeah, but because of Einstein defining gravity the way it is, he says that it's the perception of an acceleration when there is none. That's his definition. So if you're going to say there actually is an acceleration, you're saying that Einstein must be wrong. Now, are you going to say that Einstein must be wrong?
No, I'm saying that there is acceleration given because of the weight that is given because of gravity.
See, now this is where gravity doesn't work, because Einstein said it only causes an apparent acceleration, not an actual acceleration. For an actual acceleration, you need a force, but you don't have that because gravity isn't a force. It's a perception of an apparent acceleration. But we're not talking about perceptions of apparent acceleration. We're talking about actual acceleration for which a force is needed, but you don't have a force.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't understand you. That is right. The acceleration is not really a real acceleration, but what does
right.
to do?
So if it's not real acceleration pushing the gas down around the helium balloon, it's not really a force to displace the helium upwards then, is it? So you haven't got a force pulling the gas down then? That's correct?
No.
Yes. You haven't got a gas force pulling it down.
Double speaking, two-tongue motherfuckers. You fucking slimy little fucking salamanders. I want to squish you all. I want to squish. I want to stomp. I want to squish. I want to bash. I want to crush. I want to tear. I want to rip. You don't deserve this earth. You don't even know what it is that you're living on, you filthy fucking maggots. You live on a flat earth plane inside of a container. Because that's why you're breathing, you